when you are building cloud native solutions in Azure, chances are you're consuming platform as a service offerings like Azure Storage, Azure SQL Database, Cosmos DB, or Azure Key Vault. But here's the catch. You need a secure, optimized, and private way to connect to these services without exposing your data to the public internet. That's where service endpoints come in. You can think of service endpoints as private doorways from your virtual network, VNet, to Azure PaaS services. When you enable a service endpoint on a subnet, it extends that subnet's identity directly to the Azure service over the Microsoft backbone network, not the public internet. So, instead of your VM or app accessing Azure storage over the internet, it connects privately and securely while maintaining the scalability and simplicity of PaaS. If you're someone who cares about keeping your architecture secure and efficient, service endpoints give you a solid way to connect your Azure resources privately. Instead of sending your traffic over the public internet, service endpoints route it through Azure's backbone network, keeping it isolated and secure. You also gain better control over access by restricting traffic to only your selected VNets or subnets. No more allowing wide IP ranges. This simplifies your firewall rules significantly and improves performance by reducing latency through optimized routing within Microsoft's infrastructure. For example, if you are running a VM in a subnet and need it to talk to an Azure SQL database, using service endpoints means that communication stays internal, secure, and fast. To set them up, you'll go into the subnet settings of your VNet and enable service endpoints for the specific Azure service you're using, like Microsoft.SQL or Microsoft.Storage. Then, on the PaaS side, whether it's a SQL server, storage account, or other resource, you will configure the firewall to allow traffic only from that VNet and subnet. Once that's done, all traffic between your resource and subnet flows over Azure's internal network, not the public internet. Many core Azure services support this feature, including Azure Storage, Azure SQL Database, Cosmos DB, Key Vault, Data Lake, Event Hubs, Service Bus, and even App Service to some extent. Each service comes with its own endpoint type that you enable on the subnet. When designing with service endpoints, make sure to use network security groups to control traffic at the subnet level. They still apply. Don't confuse service endpoints with private endpoints. While both enhance security, private endpoints assign a private IP from your VNet to the resource, whereas service endpoints just extend the subnet identity. Always remember to limit exposure on the PaaS side by using firewall rules that only allow traffic from your defined subnet. You'll find plenty of real-world use cases where service endpoints shine. Think of a VM securely accessing Azure SQL without a public IP, or an app service securely reaching an Azure storage account through VNet integration. Even apps querying Cosmos DB can do so over a trusted and internal path using this feature. It's a simple yet powerful way to make your Azure environment more secure, performant, and easier to manage. So what's your key takeaway? As you scale your cloud architecture, using service endpoints lets you secure Azure PaaS services efficiently without compromising performance or simplicity. They're easy to configure, cost-effective, no charge, and a great step toward implementing a zero trust network model. So go ahead, lock down your PaaS services, route traffic internally, and build secure solutions the right way.